Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now. And today, let's go ahead and answer some mailbag questions. I asked for your mailbag questions just the other day on a video, and if you asked a good one, more than likely it's either in today's video or a video to come out either tomorrow or Saturday. So stay tuned. Let's see what we got in terms of questions here. Adam says, when does Miles Sanders and Brandon Brooks come back? Okay, we had a lot of questions about injuries. This is a great injury question. First off, Brooks is not coming back. He's on IR, so unless the Eagles make a deep run in the postseason, he won't be there. But Miles Sanders, good news, he was a full participant in yesterday's practice along with Lane Johnson, meaning both Sanders and Lane Johnson are 99.99999% chance of actually going ahead and playing in week 2, barring some sort of freak setback. But right now, pretty sure I can say very confidently Sanders and Lane Johnson will both be out there. Here's your full injury report, though. As you've seen on your screen, Jeffrey still did not participate. Jason Peters was limited, although Jason Peters is like always limited in practice, so don't really worry about that. He'll play on Sunday. Brandon Graham did not participate yesterday with the concussion. Hargrave was limited with the pec. Maybe you see Hargrave out there, maybe not. Derek Barnett was full, and so it looks like Barnett as well added to the list with Sanders and Lane Johnson. Both of them expected to go ahead, all three of them really, expected to go ahead and be out there on Sunday. So the Eagles are going to be a lot healthier than where they were last week. The lack of Miles Sanders, obviously the offensive line was bad, but the lack of Miles Sanders played an important role. And so hopefully they can have a much better chance of winning this football game on Sunday than they did last week against the Washington football team. Question for you guys here to start to show off. Who makes a bigger impact on Sunday, Sanders or Lane Johnson? Type S down below for Sanders, type J down below for Johnson. Honestly, I think Sanders makes a massive impact. I know Johnson, the offensive line, that's going to help, but I think Sanders running and catching the football out of the backfield is one of the biggest weapons the Eagles have, and I'm excited to see him debut here in week 2. Camel Wolf says, and the Eagles will beat the Rams. Oh, man, I hope so. Listen, they have a chance, because Dallas obviously had a chance as well to go and beat the Rams last week. The Rams are a great football team, and I think that they should be favored going into this game, but at the same time, home opener for Philadelphia, even without fans, and the Eagles got pretty embarrassed in that second half. They're going to try and figure things out, and I think Doug Peterson is going to go ahead and get this all sorted out. Mentioned Cowboys and Rams last week. Cowboys are a good football team, and yet still the Rams were able to go ahead and beat them. The one thing I'm holding on to hope here is that Doug Peterson is 2-0 in his 2 meetings with Sean McVay, and has always seemed to be able to outsmart that Sean McVay defense. So I'm hoping really that it's the case this week. So, you know what? It's only week 2. I'm not going to abandon the Eagles just yet. I think the Eagles win a close one, 24-21. Just don't let Carson Wentz get killed, please. Please don't let Carson Wentz get killed. Aaron Donald could kill Carson Wentz, and it'd be very scary in terms of the amount of sacks that he could actually get. So be safe, Carson. Offensive line, figure it out, okay? All right, let me get your score predictions actually down below in the pinned comment. What do you guys think? Will the Eagles win on Sunday? I'm going to see how confident you guys are in this one. I'm saying 24-21 Eagles. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. All right, moving on. Next question here comes from Kavi Jones. You see us making a, quote, big trade in this season before the trade deadline. I get asked this question a lot. Who could the Eagles trade for? Could the Eagles go get a wide receiver? Could the Eagles go get something else? Listen, I don't see a big trade coming. Now, it doesn't mean it can't, right? The wide receiver core, as it looks right now, to me, is still very, very good overall. But at the same time, it's important to note that it was bad in week 1. Right, so Deshaun Jackson basically did nothing. Obviously, Alshon Jeffrey still injured. Quez Watkins still injured. Hightower did basically nothing. J.J. Whiteside was terrible. I mean, they did not play well to the point that we thought the wide receiver group would actually be able to do. So sure, could you go trade for an Allen Robinson, as you see on your screen right now, or a Odell Beckham Jr.? The answer is obviously yes, and you can afford them this year, but you can't afford them next year. And likewise, with the offensive line, I think with Lane Johnson coming back this week, that makes a big impact, and the guys just getting to play together as a unit when they barely got to do any of that in training camp means they'll get better over time. Plus, who wants to trade away a good offensive lineman right now? Because all teams need good offensive linemen. So if they were going to do it, it'd be one of these big ones. It'd be like Robinson or be Odell Beckham Jr. But with the cap as it is next week, I just don't see it happening. Now, if they were going to, if they were going to make a big trade, we'll have it all covered here. We'll have it all broken down. We'll do multiple videos, as we always do on Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we're on top of every single move the Eagles make, and that's why you should be subscribed to this channel. Click the big red subscribe button down below. What kind of season are you expecting from your point of view? Listen, it's still 10-6. That was my prediction before the start of the year. I'm not going to abandon it after one game where there were so many injuries. The Eagles' O-line was terrible. This is still a good football team, and people are going to try and tell you the Eagles are trash. The Eagles are overrated. Carson Wentz is terrible. Listen, it's a good football team. It's a great head coach, a good organization. They have a lot of great talent. They're missing one of their big free agents in Javon Hargrave last week. They're missing Derek Barnett. They're missing O-lineman. They're missing Miles Sanders. I mean, obviously, the wide receivers are still banged up. When healthy, this is a good football team. Now, if they can just get a little roll here and beat the Rams and the Bengals, you're sitting 2-1 entering the 49er game, which the 49ers lost week 1, so it's not a guarantee that they're going to be this juggernaut team in the NFC West, even though I think they will be. And then if you could split the Steelers and then the Ravens game, you win one, then lose one. This is still a 3, maybe a 2-loss football team, best case scenario. So the hope is, again, let's say they win their next 3 games, Rams, Bengals, and 49ers. They're sitting there at 3-1. Then they split the Steelers and Ravens series in terms of they beat the Steelers and lose to the Ravens or vice versa. You're still sitting there at 4-2 through 6 games, and that'd be a huge success for Philadelphia. So don't abandon them yet. If they get blown out by the Rams on Sunday, then maybe we might have to start reevaluating that. But right now, I'm still sitting behind 10-6. It's going to be a fine season, right? It's still going to be a competitive and good season for Philadelphia. Speaking of seasons, though, Eagles hoodie season is here right now. Winter is here. Winter has come, and it's getting cold. Even Atlanta, it's like 68 degrees outside. So my Eagles hoodie I bought last year from the same place is about to be put on. So go ahead and pick up your Eagles hoodie right now, chatsports.com/Eagles hoodie, the official sideline gear the Eagles will be wearing for every single cold weather game. And up there in Philadelphia, you might even see them wearing one here on Sunday against the Rams. So the official hoodie is there, comes in men's and women's sizes. Also have the ladies all black hoodie as well. Both are in the same link, chatsports.com/Eagles hoodie. Pick one up down below in the description box because you're going to wear it all off season. You're going to wear it all season, and you'll wear it next year. Like, hoodie is an investment, so pick one up right now. Christopher says, who's your pick for most receiving yards this year? At the beginning of the year, I would have said Deshaun Jackson. But as you currently look at the wide receiver depth chart, none of these guys played well in week 1. Now, again, week 1. But still, like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside did nothing. Didn't even look his way on Sunday. Greg Ward, he looked like a 3rd or 4th string backup or former quarterback turned wide receiver. He looked kind of human. Rager looked good, but also had some very bad routes that he ran, had a couple of drops. Hightower was the same way, a big drop across the middle. I mean, the only one I think that should lead the Eagles in stats is Jackson, but Jackson in week 1 was bad too. And there's this idea that he's injured, but then he's not injured. He missed practice yesterday, but it also wasn't for an injury related. The Eagles right now have to figure it out. Somebody needs to step up. The Eagles have got to have someone who at least has over 500 yards receiving at wide receiver on offense, or else the answer to this is probably going to be like Alshon Jeffrey or something like that when Jeffrey comes back, which not this week, but there in the future. It was just disappointing, right? It's not the Redskins are a very good secondary, and the Rams are. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's a very good secondary player. They got a good safeties as well, great pass rush, so the work is cut out for them, but hopefully Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson go ahead and figure this stuff out. Who has more receiving yards this year, Jackson or Jalen Reagor? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. It shouldn't be Reagor because he's a rookie and this is what happens, but he's leading Jackson right now in terms of total yards because that one deep pass he had for 50 yards last week. So I would type I would type DG for Deshaun Jackson because it should be. You can also type JR if you think Jalen Reagor, because Jackson, again, very underwhelming week 1 after we were told all offseason how great Deshaun Jackson looked, and here we are, he didn't look that great. So there you go. I want to jump in here, 5-6 questions, as we always do, get you guys some preview for the Rams game, predictions for the Rams game, and that injury report as well. Make sure you guys are ready to go for what hopefully is a successful weekend. 1-1 is a massive difference from 0-2. 0-2 is a big problem. 1-1, you can work with 1-1, so we'll see what happens. Another mailbag video coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that as always. For Philadelphia Eagles Now, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.